back to my channel, Crafty Concepts with Erin. Today I have a really fun scrapbook process video for you, and this is actually part of a collaboration that I'm doing with fellow consultant and friend Jema Malmi, and the challenge was to take 2 or more elements from winter and Christmas projects from the Complete Creativity collection. So for my layout, I went ahead and took 5 different projects and combined them into one, which I'm going to show you here shortly. And the Complete Creativity collection has 24 different projects, and there's cards and 8.5 by 11 scrapbook layout pages. There's 12 by 12 pages, but really there's way more than the 24 projects you see when you look at the Complete Creativity collection. Within each project, there are so many elements, and you can pull, a tag from this project and a title from this project, a background or a tree, whatever you want to do, and create your own scrapbook page or card. So really the possibilities are endless, and it's so much fun to get your creativity flowing and just see what you can come up with. So after you watch my video, be sure to check out Jema's link. I'll leave it in the description below, and see what she has done with this challenge of combining 2 or more projects from the Complete Creativity collection. So let's go ahead and get started on today's page, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So here is a look at the layout I created in Design Space, and as I said, I used 5 different layouts. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 to create my project, and I pulled a little bit from each particular project. So I will show you a little closer view of what I took from where. So this card project says cheers, and I took the snowflakes from that particular card, and then this Merry Christmas layout, I took the 2 tags from the lower left hand corner there, and then from this layout I just took that snowy background, and that's an 8.5 by 11, but I turned mine into a 12 by 12. And then this Let It Snow layout, I got rid of the title and created my own, and I made that photo mat. Instead of landscape, I turned it into a portrait, and then added a few more trees, and again turned that into a 12 by 12 as well. Oh, and then last but not least, this embroidery hoop, I took the hoop and sized it down to fit my layout. So looking at my project again, I think you can see those different elements that I've combined together to create this layout. I do end up adding a 4th tree over here to balance that out. But let's go ahead and get started. I went ahead and cut out all the bits and pieces using my Cricut Explorer Air 2 off camera. And I'm going to lay down a piece of white daisy cardstock as my base page. And this snow flurry page I cut out of the glacier cardstock, and I'm going to use the lighter side, or have the lighter side showing. As you know, if you're familiar with Close to My Heart paper, they have 2 sides. There's a darker shade, and then of course the lighter shade on the opposite side. So this little snowy frame is cut from the white daisy, and I'll just line that up. The way it works is it comes out 11.5 squared, so that's okay. You don't even see, it just looks like a second layer of the white daisy there. And then I cut this cute little photo mat with the kind of the icicles hanging from the bottom in glacier, and then my photo mat is in the white daisy. And I'm just inking the edges with, this is the Moonstruck ink, which is retired, but it's very similar to the current Sapphire. I'm going to ink the edges of my photo as well. It's very subtle, but it gives it just a nice little finished touch. And the tree elements that I have, or embellishments, are also cut out of the Sapphire cardstock. I'm going to just put a little adhesive in the middle because I'm going to tuck a lot of embellishments around this photo. This is that embroidery hoop. I'm just going to offset it towards the top there, And now I'm going to layer up my trees. The glacier is the back layer, and then the top layer is sapphire, and you can see when you put them together the glacier just peeks through the little circle cutouts in the tree. Very cute. I'm using liquid glue to put these together. Anytime I'm doing something like this, I like liquid glue because you have a little bit of wiggle room to get it lined up perfectly before you're committed and everything is stuck permanently in place. So we got all those together, and you saw in the layout kind of where they are going to go. Again, I brought this fourth one in to balance that out. And my title, I created the word snow from a font. It's called Hello, and it's from defont.com. My tags, I cut on, instead of just cardstock, I actually used the pattern paper from the Holly Jolly collection. On one side is that cute pink with the red stripes, and the opposite side is that fun white and glacier snowflake paper. I'm just using the liquid glue, excuse me, to layer up the bits and pieces that make these tags really finished, and we'll tuck those into place. I decided the glacier against glacier didn't stand out enough, so I'm backing this with a little white daisy, and it's, you know, very subtle, but just enough to make that stand out and give it a little separation there. Before I get too far in this layout, I want to start adhering things down, so I'm going to use the liquid adhesive on this embroidery hoop here. And whoops, sometimes I forget to squeeze my tweezers and let go of the object, and then I'll use my tape runner to get these tags situated into place. You'll notice that the word fun I cut from the same patterned paper that I cut the larger tag from. And again, that's from the Holly Jolly collection. And this just repeats that pattern and color elsewhere on the page and just kind of helps it all tie in together. And I really like mixing and matching my fonts. You know, we have the word snow in a very scripty, flowy font, and then the fun is in block letters, and I just think it adds a lot of interest when you mix them up like that. So again, I'm just using tape runner to attach these tags, and then I can start putting my little trees into place. But then I saw this portion of a zip strip again from the Holly Jolly collection, and I thought that would look nice, kind of anchoring my photo there. So I'm going to put that across the bottom, and it just brings in more of that pink and red elements there. There's a lot of blue in this layout, and so I think it's nice to have that third, you know, that extra color in there just to help this pop a little bit. Even though there's no, you know, pink directly in the photo, it's still like the flesh tones, and it works. There is a little bit of kind of a corally orange color in the zipper of my jacket and the collar of my son's shirt, but yeah, I think it works, and just as long as we repeat it elsewhere on the page, it helps it to all tie in. For my snowflake embellishments here, I'm just going to create some clusters here. I'm making kind of a diagonal across the page. And then this is the Holly Jolly sticker collection. There's this cute little pink pine tree with the red squiggles on it, and I just gave it a little dusting with my anti-static pillow to take off the adhesive, and now I can move it around the page. And I do decide that I really like this and I want another one, but there's only one sticker on the sticker sheet there. So I'm taking some ballerina cardstock, and I'm just going to cut this out and make myself another one. So to get it to match, I just need to put the little red squiggles on there. I have a red fine tip Sharpie. Any red marker would work, or like a gel pen. And I'm just going to copy these little squiggles on the tree. And it's so funny because whenever I create something, I'm like, meh, I don't like it. But you see it on the sticker sheet and you're like, oh, that's so cute, even though they really look identical. I don't know if you guys are hypercritical of your own stuff, but I think it's kind of funny that I do that. As you can see, they look very similar. So I am going to put one on the left and one on the right just to kind of off or balance each other. I do have my journaling that I typed out ahead of time on my printer and cut into little tiny strips, and I don't want to cover up too much of that tag, so I think I'll move them down a little bit here. And basically my journaling says, there was so much snow this year. The boys and I went out sledding every day for weeks. We embarked on many aimless explorations through the snowy woods and had so much fun. And really, we did get a ton of snow last year, and it was just, we went out every day and then froze after sledding and came in and got warmed up with hot chocolate, and it was just a really good time and a lot of fun memories. I have a little white baker's twine here, and I'm tying quick little bows that I'm going to secure to the tags there just to help finish those off and give them a little texture. And I'm just kind of wiggling these into place, making sure my tails and loops are somewhat even, and we'll cut off the extra. And now I'm ready to adhere down my journaling. And I did notice that I have a typo in there, so I'll have to go back and fix that. Have you ever gone back to look at your layouts and realized you misspelled something, or maybe left a word out and then you have to pull it out of the page protector and fix it? I've done that a couple times. At least I caught this one right away when I have everything still out and can just quickly fix it. So I'm going to pop this little tree up with some dimensional foam, and I will do that on the coordinating tree on the opposite side as well. And I decided to dovetail, I'm going to dovetail that zip strip there. Again, this is much easier to do before you lay it down, but it was an afterthought. And then I ended up covering it anyway because apparently that's where that little tree just had to go. So I will go ahead and repeat this process on the opposite side and get this little guy into his location. And I'm using liquid glue to adhere this baker's twine. And we'll tuck those guys right down there. So I think that snowflakes should be shiny and sparkly. So I'm putting these on a piece of just printer paper there, and I'm going to give them a little shimmer. And I know I say this all the time, but I love, love, love this clear shimmer brush. I have all the colors, but this is my go-to, and it's just such a quick, easy way to add sparkle and shine, and there's no mess, and when it dries, you don't have glitter coming off, and I just love it. It's my favorite tool ever. I'm just going to use glue kind of on the center of these snowflakes and attach these on my page. And I'm going to create a cluster on the left side and then one on the right side to kind of balance it. So I like to do things in odd numbers for the most part. So we have 3 snowflakes there on the left side, and then I will put my other snowflakes over here, and one more up there. Okay, that looks good, I think. Again, we're kind of just creating that diagonal line up across the page. So here's the finished layout. I am pretty happy with this. It was fun to create in the design space. Let's talk about the design process a little bit. These sapphire trees kind of anchor the layout. I've repeated that color up top, and it kind of creates that visual triangle there. And you'll notice I've done another visual triangle in this pink color as well. It's important to repeat the colors on about the page for that flow and that consistency. You wouldn't want just one pink tag. We had to, again, repeat that color just to make this page look pleasing to the eye. So this was a very fun challenge, pulling different elements from the pre-existing projects in the creativity or complete creativity to see what I could come up with on my own. And I think I'm going to play around with it a lot more. Be sure to check out Jama's video. Her link will be in the description below. And for more information on this project, you can visit my blog at craftyconceptswitherin.com. And if you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing so you don't miss what's coming next week. Here's another video that you might enjoy. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.